13. Difficulties in speaking and conversation. Firstly, the person has little desire to speak or listen unless it concerns specific issues or something negative within themselves. Secondly, their speech is slow and fragmented, lacking fluidity and consistency. Often, they struggle to continue speaking or find the right word or verb at the end of a sentence, making conversation difficult for them. They speak softly and slowly, sometimes in a way that is incomprehensible, or they believe they've said something when, in fact, they haven't, leading to misunderstandings or disappointment when others don't respond as expected. Their speech often lacks proper reasoning, and they sometimes reach illogical conclusions after a convoluted setup. 14. Reduced sexual desire. The person no longer feels the same previous desire for interaction with the opposite sex, and they lack the readiness for marital duties. They become indifferent, and in some cases, incapable when it comes to sexual matters. Despite their efforts and desire, they see themselves as unable, which, especially in men, leads to even greater feelings of inadequacy. Fortunately, women are less affected by this problem, but in men, sexual desires sometimes completely disappear, leading to the loss of sexual drive or activity. 15. Excessive consumption of alcohol, cigarettes, and drugs. Depressed individuals often turn to these substances to alter their mood or because they believe these substances allow them to experience the world differently. The link between alcohol and depression is well established. Excessive alcohol consumption leads to depression, and depression triggers a desire for alcohol consumption. We know that almost 40% of depressed individuals previously had problems with alcohol or drug use, and that in many families, alcoholic parents contribute to their children's depression or drug-alcohol dependencies. The phenomenon of codependency in families is also a contributing factor to future depression. Unfortunately, depressed individuals worsen their condition by using substances like drugs, alcohol, and cigarettes, experiencing temporary relief that comes with heavy future costs and risks. 16. Suicidal tendencies. Depressed individuals may begin to think about, imagine, and sometimes plan for suicide. Unfortunately, some act on these plans. Although suicide is more common among individuals aged 16 to 24, those aged 44 to 54 are more likely to succeed in their attempts. Women are 3 times more likely than men to attempt suicide, but are less likely to die from it due to the methods they choose. When a depressed person talks about suicide or exhibits concerning behaviors, such as not paying bills or giving away possessions, it is a serious warning sign. Prior suicide attempts significantly increase the risk of future attempts. Statements or threats of suicide should always be taken seriously, especially when accompanied by signs of depression. This is especially true for individuals with bipolar disorder, where the risk of suicide is much higher. 17. Feelings of guilt. Depressed individuals often feel guilty for actions they or others have taken. This guilt is often accompanied by self-blame, regret, and resentment toward themselves and others, focusing on past actions or inactions that weigh on their minds. 18. Feelings of worthlessness and uselessness. The person believes their existence is of no value to themselves or others. When others are busy with their own lives or show indifference, this feeling intensifies, increasing the risk of suicide due to a perceived lack of purpose in life. 19. Neglecting proper nutrition, hygiene, and health. Depressed individuals often neglect their appearance, diet, and basic hygiene, which were once important to them. Changes in appearance, diet, and self-care habits are further indicators of depression. 20. Anxiety and worry. Most depressed individuals also experience anxiety. Nearly 2/3 of anxious individuals are also depressed. And the reverse is also true. The anxiety can stem from irrational fears and concerns about the future, and it is often accompanied by depression. 21. Physical pains. Depressed individuals often suffer from psychosomatic issues, such as headaches, back pain, asthma, allergies, digestive problems, and skin disorders. Excessive complaints about pain or health risks, particularly in themselves or their families, may also be a sign of depression. 22. Constant fatigue. Depressed individuals often feel constant fatigue, as if their bones have been crushed and placed back into their bodies. This sensation can limit physical activity and may be accompanied by joint pain. 23. Excessive crying. The person may cry excessively or continuously, even without any specific cause. 24. Withdrawal and isolation. Depressed individuals tend to isolate themselves, retreating to their rooms or beds, and avoiding interaction with others, including close family members. 25. Feelings of resentment and entitlement. Some depressed individuals reach a point where they want others to feel the way they do and live according to their terms. They may accuse others of being unkind or disloyal, displaying signs of suspicion. As a result, depressed individuals often feel resentful and entitled. 26. Anger and aggression. Some depressed individuals, though lacking energy for normal activities, may engage in lengthy arguments or even physical altercations as a way of feeling alive. This anger and aggression are further signs of depression. 27. Sensitivity and emotional numbness. Depressed individuals may become extremely sensitive to minor issues, but also emotionally numb. For example, they may regard the death of others as a normal occurrence. This duality can create confusion and frustration among those around them. 28. Delusions and hallucinations. In severe cases of depression, individuals may experience delusions or hallucinations, hearing voices or seeing things that do not exist. This indicates a deepening of the illness and a disconnection from reality. 29. Positive response to antidepressants or anti-anxiety medication. If a depressed individual responds positively to antidepressants or anti-anxiety medication, it is a clear sign that they were indeed suffering from depression. In contrast, if a person who is not depressed takes these medications, it typically worsens their condition. 30. Withdrawal and isolation. A depressed person generally tries to limit their interactions with others as much as possible, retreating to their bed and room. They avoid being with others, even their close family members. In conclusion, if half or more of these symptoms persist for more than 2 weeks, the person is likely suffering from depression. If they exhibit 7 to 14 of these symptoms for up to 2 years, they may have chronic mild depression. Otherwise, while they may display some depressive tendencies, they are not suffering from full-blown depression. I hope this information has been helpful to you.